this is Kelly, and this is my 5th anniversary on the raw food diet. 5 years. I have come out of my cocoon of counting calories, obsessed with food, and compulsive at the gym to try to have the body that I never had until now. I lost 10 pounds. I got my clarity back. I feel sexy in my skin. My mind is clear. I wish I felt like this in high school. I was so distracted trying to study math and science and English, everything. My mind was just clogged with processed foods, sugar, diet soda, McDonald's at lunch. My breakfast used to be French toast, fried in butter, and then white sugar put on top because syrup was too expensive. Oh my God, you have no idea how happy I am to have found the raw food diet. I just feel like a new person. I can experience life now at its fullest, most pristine sharpness. My memory is great. My dreams are great. I wake up in them and I'm directing them. And I just love it. I don't know what to say. I become obsessed with trying to share it. And nobody wants this because, you know, you can't have your cooked food anymore, right? Yeah, that's the hardest part. Victoria Boutenko, who taught me the raw food diet in 2009 at her lecture for her book, Green for Life, she said it was much easier to go 100% raw than try to add your hot meal here and there. Because the mind just starts obsessing for that hot meal. That's all it looks for. And then you're back on food thoughts again, which is my whole love of the raw food diet. There are no food thoughts until I get really hungry. And then I grab an avocado and open it up and eat it, or a handful of walnuts. Or I have my pound of leaves, you know, in a blender. I always have my pound of leaves a day. I vary it. And I vary the mix and the blended, you know, choice of what I put in it. You know what? It was all worth it. Did I fall off the wagon? Oh, yes. Oh my gosh, yes. I have an obsession with hot Indian food that you wouldn't believe. You know what? You wouldn't believe it. So periodically I would fall off the wagon and have the meal, and then I would feel like Thanksgiving morning, where I couldn't wake up. I'd have to take these long, long naps, you know. Or, you know, that nap you take after Thanksgiving meal. Just exhausted trying to process all that food. You know, you've had that feeling. You'll go to lunch and you'll come back to work and you'll be so tired. You never have that on the raw food diet. You feel amazing all the time. So what is my pitfalls? Traveling gets a little complicated, or when something emotional happens, both good and bad. All my emotions are triggered to foods. When I walk into a movie theater and smell the popcorn, I go ballistic. I'm dying to have it without even seeing it, just the connection to the smell and relaxing eating a big bucket of popcorn. But when I do that and slip and fall, all that salt makes me so sick now. And I'm sure the popcorn's GMO, so that's a really bad slip, but I've had a couple of those. Anyway, it was all worth it. I've lost 10 pounds, I feel great. And what am I working on now? I'm working on going to a higher level. Every day I learn something new. On my raw food diet, I was eating too much fruit, and I've pulled back on that. I've also been working on the Candida diet, which is to make sure there's no overgrowth yeast in my gut. And that diet I have a YouTube on. It's basically no sugar at all. Honey, maple syrup, or fruit for 30 days, just to make sure you have no overgrown yeast. And that gets rid of all your sugar cravings. Your sugar cravings are coming from this, most likely from this, you know, addiction to sugar that we've, you know, ingested, and we've made ourselves sick. Anyway, I'm working on that. I've given up alcohol, I've given up meat, I've given up dairy, and I've given up green tea. That was the last hold that had me. So now I'm waking up and having water, and by the way, it's only been a couple days, and I feel so much better. I had no idea how addicted I was even to the green tea and how much caffeine was in there. I had a headache all day yesterday. But that's over, because I'm in the process of becoming. We all are. All of life is in the process of becoming. So if you're hanging out with me on this journey, all I'm going to do is correct my mistakes and evolve. Because every mistake I make, I learn from. You know what? That is life. It's not about being perfect, because perfection is a closed-in box. It's about becoming.
It's a perfect day. Everything's anew. Every moment's new. Seize it.